Welcome YouTube, this is Acid Roots. I've got a review for you, and that is Jarren Benton's My Grandma's Basement. So, with this album, he was on Hopsin's label, and this is really the only project he dropped with Hopsin's label, with the exception of a mixtape that came out in 2012. So between that and this, those two things were what happened, and really this is just a few years old, but the dust has in fact settled. So Jarren Benton is no longer on Hopsin's label. The Funk Volume is gone, and the new label that Jarren Benton decided to start, Benton Enterprises, and as of right now, the only thing on that label, to my knowledge, is his Slow Motion Volume 2, which came out back in July. So he took 3 years off between 2013 and 2016. But we are starting to get more in Jarren Benton's catalog. So this is impressive. I'm going to tell you right now, this album's going to get a high score, higher than anything. Higher than what I've scored Hopsin stuff, and a bit higher than what I scored Dizzy Right. So this is extremely effective. Now obviously, with things like Knock Madness, I have come to like Knock Madness a lot more. So I don't want folks thinking, you come to this from that review thinking Hopsin. No, he's got tons of stupendous music, but so this is the only album on here. It kind of feels like it's a stopgap for Jarren Benton's career, more so than an actual real kicking back and trying to describe it. It just feels as if he was on the go, and that's kind of strange. Hopsin only shows up one time, and most of these rappers who are also on Funk Volume are only on there once. So that means Dizzy Right and Swizz are also only on there one time. This is kind of disappointing because I'm used to the type of, when you put some of your homies on these type records, you kind of support them more than just showing up one time. I think they do that because they don't want their best songs to be, oh, well, Hopsin is on here, so I'm going to check this out. But I do think if you're introducing something, it is a little bit polite to do that. Now, luckily, it's not something that bothers me a huge ton, just because, Jarren Benton is talented, but it's unfortunate at the same time, just because I would have liked to hear Hopsin on a few more of these songs. There's actually some good moments, and considering that this was a point in time that is now kind of unique just because he's not on Hopsin's label anymore, it's unfortunate that we really only see Jarren Benton and Hopsin on like maybe 2 or 3 songs total. So that's kind of the thing. But for what it stands, I have adjusted to now Jarren Benton being another of the folks that I'm with. So it was supported by one single, which is Razor Blades and Steak Knives. A few of the other most popular songs on here are also the songs with Hopsin and Swizz, and then the songs with Dizzy Right, which are We On and Go Off. Now there are tons of other records. There's some folks on here like R.A. the Rugged Man, and some different cats I don't know. I think it's called like Planet 6 or something like that. Some folks that I'm not too familiar with. So it's not, as far as me looking once again for someone to kind of anchor onto like a Snoop Dogg feature or an Exhibit feature or something, there's nothing of the sort. And, so this is it's a breath of fresh air in almost every way of the word. So it's something to know. But really, with this album only having one single, it's you really have to know. I'm just trying to think of the amount of promotion that this album got. Now, this is underground music for sure, but it isn't That's a plague of underground music, is the promotion aspect of it. So I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. I'm first going to list the songs that I enjoyed, and then I'm going to talk about a few of the highlights. So there are 16 songs, 3 skits. There's 19 songs total, 3 skits. That makes 16 other songs. So here are the 13 out of 16 that I enjoyed. Go Off, Razor Blades and Steak Knives, We On, Cadillacs and Chevys, Smells Like, Heart Attack, Bully, Life in the Jungle, Don't Act, I Deserve It, OJ, My Adidas, and The Way It Goes. Now, the reason why this is so surprising is it's been a long time since I've given a rap album higher than an 8 out of 10. So I've given like Tyler the Creator, Cut Calhoun, some of these folks 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, but as far as getting like a higher score, like a 9 or something like that, it's just been where it's kind of, this is a huge surprise. This is definitely one of the better releases in the Funk Volume catalog, and it's exciting to kind of continue this with Jarren Benton. So We On has the best beat on this album to me. I think Dizzy Right is also on this song. The most popular songs, if you look it up on the internet, they'll tell you that the Hopsin song and the single, the Funk Volume Label Mates and the single are some of the most popular. Each of these are extremely true. These kind of feel like horrorcore songs, and I do appreciate that mentality. It's like the next door neighbor of Hopsin, basically. So the immediate song after Razor Blades and Steak Knives is Life in the Jungle, which I think there was a video for. And this is another one to head to. My Adidas kind of has like a blurry beat. I like that one. Cadillacs and Chevys has a better one. That one's kind of a trunk number, and I kind of forgot The Way It Goes, but that's another one that I would head to. This album has production put together well, and they do have lyrics. So that's the exciting part about Jarren Benton. I noticed with Hopsin that he has capabilities. He's not just rhyming he's not a simplistic rhymer, so it's kind of better, and I'm starting to see Jarren Benton being in that light also. So this is good. You know, anytime a person tells you that some of these rappers are maybe not as good a lyricist, you just have to pay attention to what you hear. Just because they don't have charting songs does not mean that they're not lyricists, and that's kind of why I take some emphasis off, is because I know that some of these folks are pretty cold. You know, cold as ice is what I mean by that. So that, you know, that's one thing to know is, yeah, some of these folks they definitely have it. And so me giving this album a 9 out of 10, it's another album to add. I would, you know, if you're focused on, you're still with yesteryear rap releases, I would make the shift to this pretty immediately and seek it out. The social score, I'm going to give a 5 out of 10 just because there was one single, not enough Hopsin, not enough Swizz, not enough Dizzy Right, no real other potential funk volume label mates. Kind of like, you know, people who don't have Wikipedias but still manage to make it on rap records. People like that. There's no kind of beneath the radar type people. I would have liked to have seen a few of those cats just to get some extra noise going. But the songs are good, so it's still worth it to the social score. And this means how well it plays around your friends. Yeah, so the future, Jarren Benton dropped an album in July of this year, and he's starting a new label, so we'll see if he can work let's see if he can be a mastermind as well. So the only other thing is can this record be topped? I think the answer is no, it cannot. So this is definitely the thing. So subscribe for more fun.